extend the series? Or will the veterans of Caloocan give their fans a good show tonight para makatapat na ang Pampanga Giant Lanterns? Lahat ng yan dito lang sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. The Caloocan Sports Complex is home to Game 2 of this quarterfinal series between Pasig and Caloocan. Can Kenny Rocacurva and Rob Manalang and the rest of the Pasig boys extend the series? Or can the veterans of Caloocan face their fans tonight para makalaban na ang Pampanga Giant Lanterns? Lahat ng yan dito lang sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
It is another beautiful night for Philippine basketball as we welcome the Mpbl playoffs.
They will be going for the W. Abundo hands it off. Ronyo, he has been their hot hand. Ronyo, the basket, and one para kay Robin Ronyo. And the slam. Oh! Oh my goodness! The explanation.
That was a nice pass coming from Roy Sumang again. This guy, boy! Clear the runway!
Four-point play para kay Jong Valoria.
Welcome to the Mpbl playoffs. I told the players that Pasig is capable of beating any team in the Mpbl. They're very strong team. They're very well coached. I think we're a better team right now. We're a better team in this game. Of course, they will make their adjustments, but we'll be ready for that.
Mula sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao at sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino in its 2023 playoffs. Coming to you live from the Caloocan Sports Complex, which only means that the Batang Kankalu squad is ready to defend its home court against Pasig City in game number 2 of their North Division quarterfinal series. The winner of this series will be facing the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, who are already waiting in the semifinals, as you get to see our dark horses clashing again in game number 2. Caloocan is currently leading the series 1-0 following that game-winning jumper by Gabby Espinas, as he is the man for Caloocan. Batang Kankalu back in game number 1. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Mika Abisamis. Now, Coach Mike, we were able to witness a beautiful game number 1 for Pasig City and Caloocan. And so, what more beautiful things can we expect in game number 2?
Yeah, the beauty of itong series na to is contrasting itong dalawang teams na to. And I'm going to be very interesting how the flow game of Pasig now comes in with that bully game inside the paint nitong Caloocan.
And of course, we also have to add the home court advantage in tonight's outing for Caloocan as we bring you your playoff bracket, just to understand how important this series is, because we already have a team waiting in the semifinals.
Yeah, naka-advance na kanina ang Pampanga after winning that game over Marikina, and now they're really just waiting for the outcome of this match between Caloocan and Pasig. Will Caloocan be advancing, or will there be a third game?
Yeah.
That's going to be forced by Pasig. Now that one's going to be pretty interesting, especially for this match.
Now let's break down some key players, one from each team. Unahin na natin si Jose Limes, who had a beautiful performance in game number 1. Surprising everybody, as we all know, in the season, he has been dealing with some conditioning problems for himself. Kita mo naman yung kapayatan niya back in the day. Those are his averages, and he scored 12 in game 1.
Well, more importantly is the 4 out of 8 field goal shootings leading up to that point production of 15 And, you know, yung contribution kasi ni Josan, it's really not just on points. He can actually assist as well and get those boards to help out initiate the run of the Pasig team.
Well, in the words of Josan Imes, two people did talk to him in game number 1. That's Boyd Fernandez and Buddy Encarnado. When you have your head coach and team owner asking for you to step up, then you definitely have to for your squad. And now, let's talk about the man himself for Batang Caloocan, Gabby Espinas.
You can't say enough. Those final 4 points in that fourth quarter really gave this game para sa Caloocan, and the resolve actually to be able to contribute and connive with the other big men in Rail Cervantes inside the paint. Even Mac Bacaracael really told on that, and really good performance para dito kay Espinas in that game.
To your point, before those last 4 points by Gabby Espinas, his statistics were all quiet in the first 3 quarters. As we talk about game number 1 in general, yes, it was capped off by a game winner, but boy, was it a great back and forth between these two squads.
So much of a back and forth. 8 lead changes, 9 ties, no one leading by double digits, and it was close all the way until those 4 points in the final seconds of the game. Caloocan actually went into their interior with their bigs action. Jeramer had 4 out of 5 from 3, but really it's the paint plays that did them well, lalo na yung 23-14 run nila in the third quarter that really helped them, you know, build momentum going into the fourth quarter. Well, for Pasig, you know, you got the usual numbers, 17, 15, and 12 for Robbie, Ryan, and Kenny, but, you know, the timing was just off pagdating sa production itong 3 big guns right here. And really, it was a game, I guess, of the 3-point makes. And Caloocan, surprisingly, out-assisting itong Pasig 25-14, and even the bench points contribution 34 versus 21. A lot of that coming from the bigs, and Jeramer Cabarrag included.
Well, Pasig City is dead last in the league in bench scoring per game, so that's good for Caloocan to have utilized that department to their advantage. As now we talk about our player matchup. 1, it's Kenny Rocacurva for Pasig City, and 2, it's Real Cervantes for Batang Caloocan.
Maring sabihin ninyo, hindi naman match up to, bigs versus wing ito, but you know, Kenny Rocacurva is a very athletic wing that can actually run out on the rebounds. That's why pag tinignan mo sa rebounds, 5 versus 3 favor for Kenny because it's the long rebounds that he's actually getting, and more importantly, yung steals niya allows him to go out in the open and close out a little bit further. But point production almost the same between these two guys.
There's one thing that we're not seeing from Kenny Rocacurva's numbers though, and that's his free throw shooting. He was only at 3 out of 11 from the stripe in game number 1. So let's see if he can bounce back from the line. Kabila naman, Real Cervantes was supposed to be the best player if not for that game winner by Gabby Espinas. Our 2 players are now with Mika Abizanes.
I'm with 2 of the stars of this game tonight, Real Cervantes and of course Kenny Rocacurva. Kenny, dun sa unang naging laro sa series na to, ano yung naobserbahan mong isang bagay na dapat nyong ayusin para sa game na to at para makuha nyo yung panalo?
Siguro yung depensa namin nung game 1, kalat-kalat kami kahit di kami maka-execute. Tapos yung preto na rin namin.
Kenny, anong gusto mo sabihin sa fans ng Pasig para tuluyan nilang suportahan ang team nyo dito sa playoffs?
Sa lahat ng mga fans dyan na sumusuporta sa Mpbl, lalo na sa Pasig at sa Caloocan, sana huwag kayong magsawang sumuporta.
Maraming salamat, Kenny Rocacurva. Rail, siguradong pinaghandaan kayo ng Pasig, no? After nung larong yon. Pero ang tanong ko, gaano ka na ba ka-excited makaharap ang Pampanga Giant Lanterns?
Siguro nag-focus muna kami sa laro ngayon. Si Coach na bahala sa next level. Ready naman kami lahat.
Maraming salamat, Rail. Anong gusto mo sabihin sa lahat ng batang Kangkalu na nandito ngayong gabi sa loob ng Caloocan Sports Complex?
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga taga-Caloocan. Palagi niyo po suportahan ang team namin, Caloocan, para po sa inyo yun.
Maraming salamat, Rail Cervantes. It's gonna be Pasig versus Caloocan. Ibigay na natin kay Ken Pangilinan.
Caloocan City, are you ready? It's time now for our main game here at the Caloocan Sports Complex for the 2023 Nexus 88 Gaming Manny Pacquiao's Mpbl Season 5 Playoffs presented by Extreme. It's Game 2 of their own North Division quarterfinals Best of 3 series. The number 5 ranked Pasig City versus the number 4 seed currently leading 1-0, your very own Caloocan Batang Caloocan. Let's meet the starting lineup first for the visitors fighting to stay alive, the Pasig City MCW Sports. Starting as small forward number 8, Kenny Rocacurva. Power forward number 11, Mike Maestre. Center number 18, Jason Ballesteros. Shooting guard number 22, Robbie Manalang. And at point guard number 4, Ryan Costello. The head coach of Pasig City is Boyd Fernandez, assisted by Chino Manuel, Aidon Intalan, and Richard Rosales. Team owner is Mr. Buddy Encarnado. And now, the starting 5 for the team looking to advance to the next round. Your Caloocan Batang Caloo! Starting at power forward number 45, Mac Baracael. Small forward number 8, Shaggy Laude. Center number 27, Gabby Espinas. Point guard number 29, Joko Tayonto. And at shooting guard number 7, Jeremy Cabanag. The head coach of Caloocan is Ronnie Dohilio, assisted by Carla Nusa, Peter Santamaria, Hector Serrano, and Giancarlo Dumao. Team consultant is Robert Season. Team manager, Matt Robert Ditiantu. Team governor, Jeremy Dean. And team owner is Congressman Oka Malapitan. Our referees for this ball game, Jojo Beldas, Jay Castroverde, and Rodel Vida. Fourth man is Cornel Truol. This game is under the
Presenting the starters for game number 2 of Caloocan and Pasig City. We have the usual 5 for Coach Boyet and Robbie Manalang, Ryan Costello, Jason Ballesteros, Kenny Rocacurva, and Mike Maestre. And then for Coach Robert Season, we have Jennifer Cabanag, Joko Tayongtong, Gabby Espinas, Mac Baracael, and team captain Jaggy Laude. Caloocan leads this series 1-0. If they win tonight, they will be facing Balti Baltazar, Arwin Santos, and the rest of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns in the North semifinals. That's a good steal by Kenny Rocacurva as Pasig dreams to stay alive with a victory here in Game 2.
And I like that Coach Robert Season actually started Joko Tayonton because I feel he was a huge factor in that fourth quarter run para dito sa Caloocan.
How about the crowd as well present inside the Caloocan Sports Complex? In the words of longtime Caloocan player Paul Sanga, he only witnessed this crowd once in the season, and that's in the Caloocan versus Nueva Ecija game. Before that, the last time that this was jam-packed, it was still in Season 3 of the Mpbl. So it's great to have these fans with us as Baracael just missed for Batang Caloo. Maestre on the other end is fouled.
Yeah, and that's the fourth man, I think, on the trio that we talked about at the start of the coverage. We talked about Rob, Ryan, and Kenny. But Maestre is going to be pretty huge as well para as a complimentary guy, the top 3 guns of Pasig.
Well, Mike Maestre played 13 minutes in game number 1. He only scored 4 points and grabbed 3 rebounds. He was in foul trouble, having 4 fouls.
Yeah.
First free throw is no good. Free throw shooting in general, by the way, was a problem for Pasig in game number 1. Only at 50%, 16 out of 32.
Yeah, and it's very telling pagdating sa mga end game, yung mga free throws na yan. I mean, sure, you miss it in the early quarters, but it gets you back and haunts you in the latter part of the game, especially when the game's that close.
Imagine missing 16 free throws and only losing by 2 points.
Right.
The score is 1-0. Caloocan, their bench is still on its feet. And they continue to be on their feet. Ryan Costello will go to Robbie Manalang. Ball stolen away and recovered by Rocacurva, so no steal there. Costello is fouled. Now, was it on the rebounding sequence? The foul is on Mac Baracael.
Well, I felt in that first game, they really upped the ante defensively, especially in that third quarter when there was really very aggressive defense shown by Batang Caloo. And right now, playing at the home court gives them an extra boost and extra energy to do even better defensively.
Baseline inbound, Maestre will go to Jason Ballesteros. Costello went down, 10 on the shot clock. Robbie Manalang against Jennifer Cabanag. Manalang zigzagging, 4 on the shot clock. Robbie to Ryan. Someone has to fire. Turnover. Here's Joko. Tayongtong passes to the man. Gabby Espinas misses.
Boy, they're getting their shots too. It's just that both teams are really doing a good job defending against each other, either on the low block or out on the perimeter.
1-0. Manalang, signature three. Yes, sir.
Well, this is something that Robbie's got to be able to sustain all throughout the game. He was all throughout 5 points first 3 quarters, but on that latter quarter, he only had 2 points. Can't be that way, especially end game. You gotta finish game strong. I don't care who you are on the side of Pasig.
That's your point about the mistiming of the Pasig players. Ryan Costello came alive and Robbie Manalang went silent.
Right.
Gabby Espinas finishes for Caloocan.
Well, that time around, Ballesteros got bit into that fake.
The other end, no answer from Robbie. And Laude will slow things down. Forward pass, just as I say that. Joko Tayongtong, free for 3. That's short. Rebound Maestre.
Boy, the pace that this game is being played on.
Well, one thing's for sure, the crowd is happy about it, but they're not happy about that 3 by Ryan Costello.
Right now, you got a 1-2 punch of Pasig scoring out there in the open. Now, you gotta keep on sustaining that. More importantly, you gotta make attempts too.
Remember, Ryan Costello made his first field goal in Game 1 in the 4th quarter.
Right.
He only had 1 point entering that last frame.
Right.
This is a turnover off of Tayongtong.
Yeah, if you look at the numbers, it's actually 17, 15, and 12. Ryan and everyone else, pero hindi lang magkakatugma kung kailan sila pumuntos.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances, the dynamic duo. It's Robbie Manalang finding the leading scorer of Pasig in the season, Ryan Costello.
Yeah, Ryan Costello actually doing a hop before he took that shot. Perfect way to get himself into rhythm.
7-2. Pasig is looking good as they try to force game number 3. Ballesteros to Roca Curva. 2 on the shot clock. Kenny is fouled by Gabby Espinas.
I think that's where you see the difference of Jason Ballesteros versus Gabby Espinas out on the low block. And you know that when Jason gets it there, papasa lang si Jason is just going to assist. Unlike si Gabby, he's gonna look to attack.
By the way, the foul was on Jaggy Laude, not on Gabby Espinas. Balik tayo kay Ryan Costello. Almost 4 minutes gone by in the opening frame of game number 2. Costello escapes, lefty layup, no basket. Here's Joko Tayongtong. On to Mac Barakael. Saw an opening. Another miss for Caloocan. Forward pass on the other end. How about Ryan Costello? Stopping, popping, and missing.
Well, field goal percentage is going to be a factor here that Caloocan's got to be able to control. They're right now, what, 1 out of 7 from the field.
That's below 15% as compared to Pasig City's 33%. Cabanag escapes.
Oh, wow.
Another miss, 1 out of 8.
Then they're point blank. The misses are point blank too.
Costello, pass inside. Maestre fakes, taking his time. Another miss. Maestre recovers. Wala pa rin. Roca Curva, his turn to fire. That's too strong. Offensive rebound. Mike Maestre will score.
Well, we talked about Mike being a crucial part of this. And rebounds are going to be key as he gets those shot attempts. He's not going to get there out in the open creating. He's going to have to get those spots and opportunities himself.
It's now 9-2. You can see the players on the court breathing heavily.
Yeah.
They're tired. Couple of subs about to check in for Coach Robert Sison. Espinas fades. That's short.
Boy, pretty much a slow start right here between these two teams. Look at that. 3 of 8 and 1 out of 9 Pasig and Caloocan respectively.
Finally, an easy 2 for Batangkan Kalu. Good feed by Tayongtong onto Mac Barakael.
And that's one of the tone of the previous game of Pasig. They were actually late on transition defense, allowing Caloocan to push that rock and get those sets without the defender standing up in front of them.
It's now 9-4 with 4 minutes and change remaining in the first quarter. No timeouts have been called. We haven't even heard some whistles in the last minute or so. 2 on the shot clock. Mac Barakael from downtown.
Oh, and wow. The veteran in Mac Baracael. 5 straight points, 1 in transition, 1 in open 3. That's gonna bode well para dito sa Batang Kankalu.
The lead has been cut down to 2 points. Bounce pass, ball stolen away. Jaggy Laude feeding onto Baracael. And that's 2 free throws for Mac.
Coach Robert Season said at the top of that game 1, he wants these guards to be involved, not just exclusively para sa mga bigs. But right now, we're seeing our bigs playing like guards here.
How about this pass by Joko Tayongtong, evading the defense of Jason Ballesteros as he found Mac Baracael. That's 5 straight points for Mac, and he will try to add more to his streak as he proceeds to the stripe.
Kaya you have to be very conscious kung nasan si Mac because he can play wing, he can play big, he can post you up, and he can hurt you in different ways, even on fast break as we saw earlier.
First free throw is good for Mac Baracael. This is a well-deserved breather for all of our players. At ihinganid tayo dahil magsasalita na at magre-report si Mika Abesanos.
Unlike other coaches who would add some new plays, Coach Boyet Fernandez did not add. Instead, he polished their execution. Sabi niya, I tweaked some little things. The Batang Kankalu clearly read their offense in the first game of the series. It was really hard for them to shoot. So today, they will try their best to impose their offense. Sabi ko din kay Coach Boyet, Coach Robert was on break from coaching for a long time. You think he is the same? And he said, yes. Same as before, grabe yung intensity, lalo na sa sideline. But you know what changed? Coach Boyet's haircut. Nagpagupit daw siya, baka sakaling swerte daw eh. Migs, Coach Mike.
Well, let's see if that would be the key for Coach Boyet Fernandez as we got to see his hair. Mukhang bagong kulay din para sa kanya. As Jeff Lorenzo was called for a foul. Yes, to Mika's report about this long-time rivalry going on between Robert Season and Boyet Fernandez since their D-League days. If I'm not mistaken, may PBL days pa yan na magkatapat. And you just gotta love the intensity brought to us by Coach Robert Season. Something that these Caloocan players definitely needed. A fresh voice in their locker room.
That's right. And a different perspective altogether. Wow, what a steal.
Manalang on the foot race. Sorry, miss. No, that actually went in. Just rolled around.
Right. A little color developing here. Maganda rin ang matchup kasi ng mga guards nito. I mean, Irvin Palencia, Jeramer Cabanag. You know, gandang laban eh.
How about that screen by Ponsubre? Jackie Laude misfires. The crowd is electric inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. Jeff Lorenzo working with Alvin Baichong. They go to big shot Rob. Down low, Baichong. Face up, now post up. One more feed. Robbie Manalang. That's short. 2-on-2 action. Jeramer Cabanag. He lost the ball. Recovery for Palencia. And then he lost it again.
Oh, wow. A lot of bodies hitting each other here. Very physical game.
11-9. 2 minutes and change remaining in the opening quarter. Kenny Rocacurva fires. That's good.
Now, if you're Coach Boyet Season, you're no longer concerned here about shot making for those 3 guys. You gotta keep them consistent, though.
The score is 14-9. It looks like the tweaks in that offensive scheme of Coach Boyet has paid off. But how about that drive by Irvin Palencia?
And Coach Robert Season was on the money when he says, I want my guards to be, you know, involved in offensively. Gave a lot of freedom to guys like Irvin Palencia to go for the offense early on.
14-11. Back and forth we have gone. No timeouts have been called. Here's Josa Nimes against Real Cervantes. That's a nice matchup. Nimes misfires. Rebound Cabanag.
Now, Mix, this is exactly how they play defense in the third quarter. Face-up defense, making them turn their backs against the rim.
Another turnover. 2-on-2. Manalang, Rocacurva, back to Robbie for 2.
Nothing more important than having your 1-2-3 punch working all together right there. Very unselfish, out in the open, waiting for what the defense would do for making a shot.
That's 7 points already in this game for Robbie Manalang. 8 fast break points for Pasig City compared to the 4 of Batang Kankalu. And there's a foul off the ball. Looks to be on Alvin Baichong.
Yeah, and all this activity actually of Caloocan is the one that's forcing the defenders of Pasig to fouling. Now, you gotta defend without fouling too.
Let's see what happened in that previous turnover sequence. A steal by Robbie. Ball back to him off of Kenny Rocakurva. That was turnover number 5 in this game for Caloocan.
And just good scouting there by Coach Boyd, because that's actually a base cross action where you have the wing flaring to the other side, read very well by Pasig.
Off of the baseline inbound, here's Prince Casin against Tonton Peralta. 9 on the shot clock. Casin is fouled. That's 2 free throws.
Si Casin ang isa sa mga players na nag-step up nung fourth quarter na yun. Those 4 points was part of that 17-point production together with Real Cervantes and Gabby Espinas that allowed them to secure that win.
Casin, in 16 minutes of play in Game 1, shot the ball 4 out of 8 from the field. That's 50% with 8 markers to his name. That's actually his first free throw in this series. Just missed it as he represents Coach Robert Season. Coach Robert, before his return, before we also started the playoffs, his last coaching stint was back in 2013.
Wow.
That's a decade already. Kenny Rocakurva misfires. 16-11. Under 25 seconds remaining. No timeouts have been called, by the way, in the first quarter. Paul Sanga, step back. 2-pointer. That's long. Ball tapped in favor of Caloocan.
Tsaka ngayon kitang-kita mo na very evident dito sa Caloocan yung side ball screen. Before it really was just coming off post-ups. And now having the guards be part of the offensive activity really just opens up a lot of avenue for Batang Kankalu.
We have 12 seconds remaining in the opening frame. 16-11. Caloocan's down by 5. Irvin Palencia. Screen by Bonsubre. Palencia. 3 seconds. Bounce pass. Ball stolen away. And that will do it for our very fast first quarter.
I'd say a well-played game so far defensively for both teams. While the percentage might be lower than expected, but you love the activity and the energy of both.
The percentages are at 33 and 28% respectively, not too high. Turnovers, a combined 10 already in this matchup. But boy, this is the type of back and forth that a lot of people expected in game number 2.
It's a good thing na nag-settle down na pareho mga teams, lalo na yung mga scorers nila. The offensive sets have been really more, I guess, intentional, and the defense have been reading it very well for both teams.
We have a long way to go for Robbie Manalang and the rest of Pasig City against Caloocan Batang Kankalu. The score is 16-11 after 1. We're back inside the Caloocan Sports Complex for Pasig City versus Batang Kankalu in game number 2 of their North Division quarterfinal series. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Mika Abisamis. Again, folks, we saw a high-octane first quarter with no timeouts called by both Robert Season and Boyet Fernandez. But we do have a longer way to go as we begin our second quarter.
But then almost all the stats are pretty much the same except for the number of attempts on the three. It's a +5 attempts for Pasig. And look at that field goal shooting, 6 of 18 and 4 of 14. Not really a good quarter from a percentage standpoint, but at least at the latter part, medyo nag-settle down na sila and they're making more makes.
Pasig begins the second frame with Tonton Peralta, Jeff Lorenzo, Kenny Rocacurva, Josan Nimes, and Alvin Baichong. On the other end, it's Irvin Palencia being joined by Real Cervantes, Jun Bonsubre, Prince Casin, and Paul Sanga for Batangkan Caloo. Cervantes with an up and under move.
Ayun ang mahirap kay Real. I mean, you give him momentum, you sag off of him from up high, his body strength and his dribbling ability will allow him to get inside.
Cervantes had 16 points in game number 1. He was supposed to be the best player, if not for Gabby Espinas draining that game winner.
And boy, rightfully so, those 4 points were crucial leading up to this match.
16-13, Irvin Palencia off of the horns play. They go to Real. Cervantes will fire. Off to the right. Rebound Bonsubre. Ball stolen away. Here's Josan Nimes on the cross. Nimes kicked out. Almost a turnover there. Jeff Lorenzo left wide open. Three-pointer was a bit too strong. Offensive rebound. No conversion and no foul there.
Could have opted maybe to settle down and get another 14-second opportunity instead of hurrying up that shot. You know, the big guys of Caloocan is going to be there to defend you on the paint.
Balik tayo kay Real Cervantes against Josan Nimes. No look feed. But Subre misfires.
But good defensive stand there by Pasig. They knew that Real was on the low post. Help side was there. And the weak side action was well covered by Pasig.
Rocacurva misses on the other end. The back and forth continues.
Kind of like how we started the game. Very poor shooting from both teams.
That's below 30% for both Caloocan and Pasig City so far. 16-13. Palencia almost lost the ball. Good recovery. 2 free throws.
Irvin's motive actually prior to that layup attempt was to get into the body of the defense, trying to create that separation before going for the layup.
Couple of subs here. Robbie Manalang, Al Chavenya, and Ronnie Matias will check in. And there you see the new hair for Coach Boyet Fernandez as reported by Mika Abisamis. Bagong kulay din. Baka yan ang bagong lucky charm ng Pasig City. As this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. And there you see Coach Robert Sison, the longtime rival, if we can say that, of Coach Boyet Fernandez. Speaking of coaches, Coach Louis Gonzalez is watching once again. Shout out to you, Coach Lou. We hope that you're doing well. Also, the Mayor of Pasig City, Mayor Attorney Steven Palmares is watching. Magandang gabi po sa inyo. Pinapamati kayo ni Referee Jay Castroverde. Tonton Peralta will shoot. That's too strong.
Yeah, way off the mark. That's actually a standard action for the Pasig offense.
Prince Casin at the corner. No basket. Rebound by Chong.
Iba rin talaga yung binibit-bit na factor ni Alvin Baichong para dito sa Pasig, lalo na on the defensive side of the floor.
Literal na binibit-bit.
Oo. Bit-bit talaga kasi mabigat yung mga banggaan sa ilalim.
And boy, has he been the perfect sub for Jason Ballesteros to give him that very effective breather on the bench. 16-13. Matias, Palencia, Cervantes against Josan Nimes. Double team. Nice feed. Cervantes to Ronnie Matias.
I'll tell you what, in as much as this is a close game, one player that I'd love to see on the side of Pasig right now, Tyrone Chan. He opens up that floor on the outside, especially on the high ball screens. And they get to do their little Spain action out there with Tyrone.
Tyrone is about to check in with their leading scorer, Ryan Costello. 10 on the shot clock for Pasig City. Al Chavenya off of the switch. Robbie Manalang. Bounce pass. Almost a turnover. 2 on the shot clock. Chavenya will miss. And there's Alvin Baichong for the putback.
Tamang box out lang. Tamang posisyon. Basket na yan.
18-15. 6 minutes and 10 remaining in the second. Paul Sanga taking left, going back to Irvin Palencia. Two-man game with Real Cervantes. Palencia faking the pass. What a magical move from Irvin Palencia.
Woo! This is why you watch live.
18-17. Balik tayo sa Pasig City. Chavenia, baseline drive. That's a turnover. A chance for Caloocan to grab the lead. Irvin, the cross. Palencia escapes, and he got fouled.
And boy, Palencia is really just toying around with any defender that's in front of him. Change of pace, change of direction, stops, starts and stops, show and go. Name it, he's done it.
Nice fake on that pass. Able to escape the defense. 1, 2, and an easy layup. A highlight as well for Irvin Palencia, to the delight of the Caloocan fans. The score is 18-17. We finally have a timeout. Robbie Manalang, who has a scratch on his arm. Let's talk about his numbers in game number 1. 17 points, 3 3-pointers, 3 boards as well. Yun nga lang, sabi mo nga, no, Coach Mike, 5-5-5 in the first 3 quarters, and then he became quiet in the fourth.
Yep, and kasi depensa rin, sine-check din siya ng depensa. I remember we said that in the third quarter, it was really when the aggressive defense of Caloocan started, and that turned the table around in their favor, and just carried over in the fourth, stopping this guy right here, Robbie Manalang.
Right now, Robbie is waiting for Irvin Palencia to shoot free throws. Pasig led by as many as 7 in the opening quarter. Now Palencia has a chance to give Caloocan its first lead in game number 2 of your North Division quarterfinal series. The winner of this matchup, not in this game but in this series, will face the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, who just defeated the Marikina Shoe Masters.
Right now, medyo hindi maganda ang free throw shooting ng Caloocan.
It's at 2 out of 7.
Right. Very rare do you see, lalo na si Irvin Palencia missing free throws.
That brings them down to 25% from the stripe. 0 out of 2 for Irvin. Balik tayo sa Pasig City. Good hands by Ronnie Matias. Palencia on the run. Palencia. Almost a turnover there. Paul Sanga for the lead. No bounce. Matias. And finally, there's the advantage for Caloocan Batang Kankalu.
Napakahirap pag magkasabay sa loob si Cervantes at saka si Matias. Both very forceful. Wouldn't mind getting in contact inside the basketball game.
19-18. This is the first taste of the lead for the orange shirts. Almost a steal. Tyrone Chan recovers. Tyrone leans in and scores.
Yan ang mga isa sa mga bagay na nagagawa ni Tyrone. I remember in the third quarter of that game when he had to create himself from up top with nobody guarding him exactly the same way that he did right there. Little floater to finish.
Imagine if he can continue to expand his offensive repertoire. Because Tyrone Chan is known as a catch and shoot, pick and pop type of guy. If he can score in other ways, he can be very deadly.
Tsaka he's most dangerous pagka siya yung nag-inbound ng bola, him coming in as a trailer. I mean, normally in trailer, hindi mo naman kino-cover yan.
Right.
Diba? As if you pass it to him, coming down, you're gonna be 2-3 steps away. He's gonna make you pay.
Joel Embiid does that a lot. 20-19. Here's Ryan Costello against Achi Inigo. Costello on to Jason Ballesteros. Back to Ryan. 13 on the shot clock. Pinapalabas si Kenny. Roka Curva. Now they go to Robbie. Back to Kenny. 6 on the shot clock. Roka Curva leans in. No foul there.
When you talk about the defense of Batang Kangkalu, those were actually 3 points of attack in that offense that they run. All of them shut down by Caloocan.
Inigo kicking out. Casin. Back to Achi. Good recovery by Costello. No basket there for Paul Sanga. Offensive rebound again for Caloocan.
Grabe, them running out there, especially on long rebounds.
6 on the shot clock for Real Cervantes. On to Paul Sanga. Top of the key. That's a 3.
There's actually 2 things that I wanted to talk about when you talk about itong Caloocan. Keep the aggressive defense, but stay patient offensively. Exactly what we saw right there. Every shot clock winding down, ball in the hands of Real, just hand it to your best shooter. Paul Sanga just sinks it.
That's Paul Sanga's first points in this game. And 4 straight for him. How about that?
Wow.
23-20. That forces Coach Boyd Fernandez to call for time. As now they're down by 3 points. 3 minutes and 26 remaining before halftime. All season long, we have talked about that motion offense of Pasig City. It's a scheme wherein you have to do a lot of reading and reacting as well. You just keep on perfecting it. You just keep on making some little tweaks, which is what Mika mentioned, no? The adjustments made by Pasig City off of game number 1. I'm sure you still see some similarities, no, from the system implemented right now by the White Shirts.
Right. And yung activities na yan really coming off, ang pinaka-base niyan, to my understanding, as you see Tyrone Chan taking it out there in the open, you hear about pin downs, you hear about stagger, you hear about dribble handoffs, ball screen. All these actions, putting up together, is a Princeton offense. That's really what they're doing, and a lot of ball and man movement predicated on that action.
The lead has been cut down to 1 as Casin misfires. Here's Robbie Manalang. Ahead of the pack, Manalang escapes. He is fouled.
Boy, did Robbie really go for that foot race against Matias. He knew he had advantage right there. And what you like about the system of Coach Boyd is that it actually fits his personnel. I mean, he's got really good runners, really good gunners, and you know, shooters from the outside, and a big man who can dish. And really just well designed para dito sa Pasig.
Something that, of course, Sir Buddy Encarnado is very happy about in this season. As Robbie Manalang misses his first free throw. Manalang has really evolved into one of the best guards that we have here in the Mpbl. And speaking of the guards that we have in the Mpbl, how about Paulo Balde watching right now? Shout out to our guy, the Aquaman himself.
Yep. Sir Paulo, I love the coverage. Tinapos ni CJ, sit down.
Boy, that was a nice game to cover,
game.
no?
Yeah, right.
That Iloilo win versus Bacoor.
Mhm.
The Strikers tomorrow will be in action alongside the Royals in Zamboanga, so watch out for that. Paul Sanga catches, fires, and scores.
That's the thing about shooters. They catch a rhythm, they might be on a streak. Right now, that's 2 already for Paul Sanga.
7 easy points. It looked to have been very smooth from Paul Sanga. The lead is 3. Pass inside. Ballesteros could not control the ball.
Yeah, that right there, a little Spain action when you have your big man screening and the other big man lifting when that roller goes down. Sayang, di pumasok.
There's the play by Gabby Espinas, giving the ball onto his longtime teammate Paul Sanga. They were together last year in Sarangani. That's a foul. And Ballesteros knew that Gabby Espinas was fishing for the contact.
It's off that feed coming from the weak side. It matters how you attack. And so the defense reacted. And you got to lift that ball just enough and your hips to show as well so that you get your defender committed.
Espinas is at the stripe. He hasn't missed in this series, and there you go. That's his first miss, because he was 5 out of 5 in game number 1 from the line. Had 13 points with 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and a game winner that allowed him to declare on national television that he is the man for Caloocan.
How about that Kobe-like jumper fading
Yes.
on the baseline?
That's 0 out of 2 for Gabi. Ronnie Matias back to Espinas. Sorry, miss. He run to the other end. Rocco Curva to Costello. Ryan off of the fake. Here's Robbie. Step back. Signature. Robbie Manalang.
I'm telling you, the left side of the floor is almost exclusively owned by Robbie Manala. Nobody gets more shots out of that area other than Robbie.
26 all. Gabi Espinas. No foul there. Good honest defense by both Kuya Bale, Jason Ballesteros, and Tyrone Chan.
So Tyrone Chan doing a good job of staying in there. Look at this. This is just classic Robbie Manalang on that left side of the floor. Hesse with a little step back to go with that floater with a really good follow through.
He just asked Ronnie Matias, can I have this dance? And the answer is yes. Sanga, turn around. Nice rebound by Achi. Sanga, arrows up. No basket. Offensive rebound, Gabi Espinas. Back to Inigo. Achi drives and misses.
Now, how about Tyrone Chan actually battling inside on the rebound?
Down to the last 45 seconds of the second quarter. It's been tight from the beginning of this series, not just this game. Ryan Costello, hand off to Robbie Manalang. 3 on the shot clock. 3-pointer again. That's too strong. Rebound Inigo. 4-second differential. Turnover. No shot clock remaining here. Manalang drives. Not a lot of time to go. So we go back. Batangkan Kalu's way. The pass to Gabi Espinas. Basket and one.
Well, keeping yourself in motion, even if you're a big man, is, consistent to what Coach Robbie says. Look at this one. Blind pass on the weak side. And that coming into contact against Tyrone.
With a lot of time to go. 8 seconds remaining. Caloocan will take those 2 points plus the bonus free throw for Gabi Espinas, who will try to go for retribution after he missed his first 2 gimmies.
Tsaka importante yun kay Espinas, ending the quarter with at least a good rhythm kasi nag-mintish yung 2 free throws niya, nag-mintish yung isang layup. Right now, he's building on something coming into the third and the fourth.
Okay, ikaw to Kenny, ikaw to Ryan. Now you're here. Tumira. Labas mo. Pag-basket. Kenny, pop out. Ryan, go. Kenny here. Now you're here. Boom, boom. 8 seconds. If we don't cut the ball, Ryan, pag hindi nabigay, go. Kuya balik, go ka na. Bakit tayo rito? 8 seconds.
As you heard the voice of Coach Boyet Fernandez, medyo nauubusan na rin siya, no? Which is pretty common to coaches. But it will make you feel for them each and every time. That's painful.
By the looks of it, hearing first of all, I love that sequence where you hear what the coaches have to say and you have to figure it out and be creative on how it goes. At least from the way I read it, is parang they're trying to overload the left side of the floor and keep the right side open.
Let's see if they can do that. 3-point conversion for Gabby Espinas. Here's Roca Curva. He attacks and he got fouled with 3 seconds remaining. Boy, those last 20 seconds were filled with a lot of action.
All right. And so let me correct myself. Coach Boyd actually wanted that early to be on the right side of the floor.
Well, he did mention it's up to us to be creative, imagining the play. Roca Curva is at the stripe. He struggled from the line in game number 1 at 3 out of 11. He told me that he had to convert at least 30 free throws in each of the training sessions in order to try to improve his percentage. Let's see if that can pay off for him. Second one is good for Kenny Roca Curva. The lead is down to 2. And Coach Robert Season will call for time. That is how important a single possession is in this game.
Yeah, and the game 1 was actually decided on a point. And so you want to get this opportunity to do the same. And who knows, it could be a rehearsal of once again for another same situation.
Ate, maglabas sa bola, Gabi. Ate, si Gabi. Maglabas sa bola, sino po? Achi. Okay, now listen. Makinig, ha? Gabi, ikaw to. Okay, now listen. Isa, Prince. Prince, dito ka, ha? Okay, makinig. I-screen tayo dito kay Paul. Paul, dito ka lumabas. Prince, dito ka. Okay, Achi. Pagbigay dito, bigay mo kay Gabi sa gitna. Ay, sorry. Bakit ko na lang to? Atake! Sige, Genso, baba ka na rito, Gabi. Baba ka na rito. 3 second, 3.2, ha? Go.
So are we expecting Mac Paracael to attack and maybe find Gabby Espinas?
Yup, and they're trying to get that wing action very busy and have somebody flash on the middle. My understanding is Mac's going to be that guy. And on the post-up on the other end, it's going to be Gabby Espinas that's going to be left there.
This is going to be a full-court inbound, right?
Right.
It's like para siya naging press break na diretso basket dapat in 3 seconds.
Correct. And so I'm guessing parang magbabanana cut itong si Paul at saka itong, is this Kasin?
Yeah, Kasin. That's right, Prince Kasin.
And Mac's gonna show in the middle.
Full court inbound, Prince Kasin with 2 to work with. Someone had to fire. That's no good. And so, that will do it for our first 20 minutes of game number 2. High octane it was, a lot of back and forth. Is this what you expected again, Coach Mike?
Well, first off, I expected a better shooting percentage at the start of both the quarters, but that really didn't happen. But at least, kumalma na sila in the latter part of this game.
Now we lead you into our recap of our games in Batangas.
Welcome to your Mpbl playoff recap. 2 games here at the Batangas City Coliseum, and we saw Gensan and Batangas coming away with Game 1 victory sa kanilang respective series. Gensan muna pag-usapan natin dito. Coach JV, 79-70 win over the Muntinlupa Cagers, and it was Jervy Cruz who stood out with those 16 big points all in the second half.
Yes, yung 3-point contribution from the outside. Spaced up talaga yung defense ng Muntinlupa. Great performance, and he also had a couple of post-up plays, crucial. Got him on the line, but of course, kailangan natin special mention nga, John Wilson. played a great game.
Well, John Wilson had 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. Really pretty much setting the tone sa laro nitong Gensan Warriors. Muntinlupa came out of a 28-point deficit and cut the lead to just 6 no, sa dulo. But syempre kinapos sila. And there were some good games. Dave Moraldi had 12 points and Ian Melencio had 11. And also Ford Rawaya who instigated that mini comeback na hindi nga natapos nito Muntinlupa, also had 11 points.
But we need to point out the comeback that Muntinlupa had. Walang threes. Actually, the second worst in the history of MPBL, 2 of 28. Let's not talk about that anymore. I'm sure Muntinlupa wants to forget about that.
Oh, no. And second game naman, Batangas City Embassy Chill coming out on top against the Imos SB squad. Ang nangyari dito, no, Batangas just not giving Imos room to breathe early on, and yun na, malaki na yung lamang kaagad, and they really took control up until the end.
Oo nga, yung talagang stifling full court defense nila for the 3 quarters just allowed them to coast na lang in the end. Pero yun, maganda rin ang pinakitang puso ng itong Imos team. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a tougher game. Probably aabot pa to ng 3 games.
Yeah, 17 points for John Baloria. He was the best player of the game. 11 points naman para kay Jexter Apinana to lead the way for Batangas. And also Levy Hernandez had some big shots near the end para ma-prevent itong comeback ng Imos na pinangunahan naman nito si Carly Lastimosa who had 18 points. But no one else, no? Wala na rin nakatapos ng double figures. So titingnan natin if Imos can bounce back next week in the series. So she shifts to Bacoor on October 17. Pero yun na nga, no? That's it for us here in the Batangas City Coliseum. And tuloy-tuloy niyong suportahan ang MPBL and panoorin ang aming mga MPBL playoff recaps.
We are at halftime here in Caloocan for the clash of the dark horses in the North Division. It's Caloocan Batang Kaloo going up against Pasig City in game number 2 of their North Division quarterfinal series. Again, the winner of this series will go up and move on to take on the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, who just defeated the Marikina Shoe Masters. And folks, much like game number 1, it's been a tight affair so far.
Yeah, and shooting's not been really that good from the field. 31 and 34% only for Pasig and Caloocan respectively. But you look at the bench points, dami ng bench contributions para dito sa Caloocan, which is consistent to their last win, where they had what, I think 46 points coming off the bench. And the steals have almost been the same, creating both teams to actually playing defense and anticipating the action offensively of both teams.
Now, that being said, what do you want to see at the start of the third quarter for both Caloocan and Pasig City?
Well, primarily for Pasig, I want to see Ryan Costello and Kenny Rocacurva to start picking up the pace. Their percentages are really down right now. They're 20% and 12% only from the field, speaking of Ryan and Kenny. But conversely, si Tyrone Chan is doing a good job. 2 out of 2 from the field, as well as si Robbie Manalang shooting 50% from the field.
Robbie leads the way in scoring for Pasig at 11 markers for himself. Tyrone has 4. Kenny has 4 as well. Kabila naman, Paul Sanga has 7 points with Mac Paracael, who also has 7. Gabby Espinas and Erwin Palencia combined for 9 points behind them. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Mika Abesamis. Nice play, Gabby Espinas finding Joko Tayongtong inside.
Well, the least you'd expect to start a quarter is for a big to pass it on underneath for a smaller guy. And Ryan Costello had his back turned on Joko.
Great recognition by Gabby Espinas. That's basket and 1 for Joko Tayongtong, making the people of Caloocan very happy. And of course, that includes the Malapitan family with former Mayor Oka Malapitan, current Mayor Alaw Malapitan, Konsehal Enteng Malapitan is here as well. We greet them good evening and we thank them for everything that they have done in this program of Caloocan Batang Kaloo. 5-point lead for the home squad. Kenny Rocacurva drives and scores.
Well, clearly they want to have Kenny Rocacurva start breaking down defenses already. Right there when he got that ball on that wing, everybody cleared out. Jason moved to the off ball so that he could have all that spot for Kenny to claim.
To your point, that's only Kenny's second field goal out of 9 attempts. That's below 25% efficiency for Kenny Rocacurva. Ballesteros needs a teammate. There's Tyrone Chan. Tyrone running, attacking, and he got fouled.
Well, every time you have Tyrone doing that, you're getting a lot of bonus offensively for Tyrone. Kasi normally, kanina nga na-mention mo, pick and pop yun ang forte niyan But for him to start putting that ball on the floor and getting multiple dribbles to try and create, he's actually extending himself in this game.
Tyrone Chan has 4 points so far. He hasn't even made a 3 so far in this game. First free throw missed by Tyrone. Pasig's down by 3. And now we turn you over to Mika Abesamis.
Coach Robert Season said coaching against Coach Boyet is challenging. I need to be ready with a reaction each time. Their backs are against the wall while we are trying to close out the series. Para naman dito sa Pasig, si Sir Buddy Encarnado said, we need the poise to withstand pressure kasi it will show her read shots, turnovers. So I told the boys this. You have to enjoy the game. This is an opportunity that we should not miss. Pinapanood tayo ng mga taga-Pasig. Mix, Coach Mike.
Well, that's definitely true. As we just saw a bucket for Caloocan, and there's a whistle blown now against Batang Kaloo. But to Mika's point, there's a lot of pressure in going up against Batang Kaloo in their home floor.
Yeah.
Iba talaga yan. With you just a loss away from ending your season, I'm sure there's so much on the shoulders of not only Ryan Costello but everybody wearing white today. And so if you can have your owner telling you to relax and have fun, that's definitely a big thing.
Yeah, leaves a little bit of the pressure, allowing you to play your game as normally as you would with the same objective of getting the win. And Yan ang maganda sa mga short series, you know? There's very little room for mistakes. And so you have to be very consistent. You win game 1, you have momentum going into game 2. But you win game 2, you have momentum getting into game 3.
Right. And suddenly, it's Pasig with the advantage.
Right.
By the way, it seemed like there was a technical foul called on Mac Barakael as Tyrone Chan misses inside. Here's Joko Tayong-tong. Caloocan up by 3. Tayong-tong saw an opening. Kick out. That's Jaggy Laude who misfires. Oh, ball stolen away. Espinas backing down. Gabby will score.
Any left-handed guy for that matter. Coming off the left side, going middle. Mahirap pigilan. Lalo na if it's a big man like Gabby Espinas.
That's 7 points with 4 rebounds down for Gabby Espinas. After he had 13 and 12 as his numbers in game number 1. Tyrone Chan in and out. Caloocan with some momentum, up by 5.
I'm a bit surprised that's actually the forte of Tyrone Chan, missing on a pick and pop.
Kabila tayo, almost a steal. Robbie could not complete it. Pasok dito si Mike Maestre. Tyrone Chan will be resting for a bit.
One guy I'm sure that Coach Robert Season wants to see knocking down shots, Jeremy Cabana. He's now 0 out of 2 so far from the field.
But then again, it was the third quarter of game number 1 when he came alive, scoring 9. Cabanag off of the double team. That's a shot clock violation. The game has definitely slowed down.
Yeah.
As compared to the first frame where we even witnessed a full quarter without a timeout.
Right.
36-31. Almost 3 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Ryan Costello against Joko Tayong-tong. Costello on the cross. Costello bumps.
Oh.
It's a charge.
Got his shoulder dipped right on the chest.
So we're gonna go back Caloocan's way. 36-31. This is Caloocan's perfect chance to eliminate Pasig City in our 5th season. Might as well, as they are defending their home court. That's a turnover.
Boy, it's been an ugly start so far in the third quarter. I mean, sure, they're not missing shots, but they're not getting attempts as well.
Very ironic as compared to the first half.
Right.
Mike Maestre. Ryan Costello. On to Kenny Rocacurva. Pinapalabas si Robbie Manala. Robbie passes inside.
Oh.
No one was there.
Turnovers just keep on piling up for these two teams.
Looks like Maestre was lost for a while. Balik tayo sa Caloocan. Another turnover. That's turnover number 21 in this game for our two teams combined.
And if you're Jeremy, you have to be, more cognizant that you have to do better than that. The ball got tipped from you, and you can't follow that up with a foul. Just go back and defend.
Balik tayo sa Pasig City. We have 6 minutes and 25 remaining in the third. Rocacurva driving, tough layup, basket and one. Basket is good for Kenny Rocacurva.
Well, twice already they've gone to that one-side isolation. Twice, both on Kenny.
Well, if he's the bright spot, why not?
Why not, right? And he feels that he can take on Jaggy Laude as well as defense. Pero hindi madali yung layup na yun.
Oh, naman. That's Kenny Rocacurva's third field goal in this game. He's up to 8 points. Now 9 points for the youngster. Rocacurva in game number 1 had 15 points with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And his free throw shooting so far is better, at least for a bit. Tayong Tong onto Laude. Jaggi lost the ball. Caloocan will retain possession. No challenges, by the way, have been used so far today.
Well, it looks like Pasig has actually scouted that thumb side play of Caloocan.
Tayong Tong onto Espinas. That's another turnover. Well, that's what? Turnover number 12 already for Caloocan.
22 total for both teams.
The crowd has gone quiet. They were on the edge of their seats in the first quarter with all of the back and forth. As now, Cervantes has checked in alongside Irvin Palencia to join Jennifer Cabanag, Mac Baracael, and Jaggi Laude. Over 4 minutes gone by in the second half. Roca Curva. Kenny working, driving. Again, it's 2+1 for Kenny Roca Curva.
So far, Kenny's percentage is really up right now, and more importantly, the confidence level is up there too.
He has single-handedly brought back Pasig City here in this third frame. That's 5 straight points from Kenny Roca Curva.
Well, primarily in defense niya si Jaggi Laude. He got that switch, and Mac was on him. He felt he had that mismatch he can take on him, and so he went there.
11, 6, and 2. Those are Kenny's numbers so far. But his free throw shooting is now down to 50% again. At napacheck na ng oras itong si Sir Buddy Encarnado. 36 all. Cabanag misses. Forward pass. Robbie Manalang on the cross. Nice move by Rob. Will it count? It won't, but it looks like the referees will review this first.
And Jeremer's got to move his legs too. I mean, twice already he's tried to hold on to Rob Manala. I think the other one was Ryan Costello when he got beat.
I like that point because I asked Jennifer Cabanag before this game, why did you struggle in the first half of game 1? Why only blow up in game or in the third quarter? And he said it was because he was really getting tired having to chase this guy, Robbie Manala. He had to focus on defense, but eventually things were able to slow down for him in the third frame of game 1. Might not be the case so far in this game though.
Yeah, and tama naman yun. Yung nangyari kasi in that third quarter, they really slowed down Robbie also. Once he gets that ball on the wing, you know, they try and blitz him and trying to make it difficult for him, not give him enough looks to release that ball and relocate. And then nagpapahirap kay Robbie Manalang. He can release that ball, but it's the relocate that the chase starts.
Much like Stephen Curry.
Right.
2 free throws for Robbie Manalang. His basket did not count. Now there seemed to be a lane violation on Paul Sanga. So there's another free throw rewarded to Robbie. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Robbie makes his first one. That makes him 2 out of 3 so far from the stripe. But remember, back in game number 1, Robbie Manalang missed crucial free throws in the fourth quarter.
And it wasn't just him. There was, I guess, Costello, right.
And Kenny was missing all night.
He actually had that game in the bag, except for those missed free throws.
Again, the free throw shooting last game for Pasig City was 16 out of 32. In this game, they're at 8 out of 13. There's a foul called on Lander Cannon.
And Lander's gonna fall into the antics of Real Cervantes. It's just too much veteran part on the advantage of Real.
Caloocan is down by 2. Sideline inbound. Here's Cervantes again. He drives. Real passes. Nice speed to Mac Baracael, who just misfires.
How about that pass though?
Roca Curva on the other end. Tough reverse. No conversion. Mike Maestre taking his time. He was fouled. And Boyet Fernandez was fired up. Very happy for what he saw on that Maestre move.
Yep. And we mentioned earlier, si Maestre talaga is gonna be a vital, rotation guy to play alongside the trio of Kenny, Ryan, and Robbie.
He even mentioned the term of him being the fourth piece of a big four for them. So this is the first challenge for today, courtesy of Coach Robert Season and the rest of Caloocan Batang Kankalu. This is game number 2 for Pasig City versus Caloocan in the North Division quarterfinals. The winner of this series will face the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, who were able to eliminate the Marikina Shoe Masters earlier today. Tomorrow, the Mpbl will fly back to Zamboanga as the Family's Brand Sardines go up against the Quezon Huskers in Game 2 of their South Division Series. But for that, it is Bacoor looking for retribution against the Iloilo United Royals.
Boy, heading deeper into the playoffs, action's really picking up, and the fans are really enjoying it.
Just so everybody knows, the biggest upset that we were able to witness in Mpbl playoff history was that Quezon City upset against Makati in the first round of the second season. They were the 7th seed against the second-seeded Makati Super Crunch team. So, if Iloilo does pull off a victory against Bacoor, then that will be the newest, biggest upset in Mpbl history.
Yeah, but not unless Bacoor's got something to prepare and say about it. I mean, those guys are not gonna allow that to happen, and they're gonna put up every fight that they can in that game.
I actually want to tell you more, Coach Mike. Bacoor features one of the Mpbl legends in Marquis.
Yep.
Before, Marquis was already in this position when he was playing for Davao against Bicol in round number 1 of the South quarterfinals. They lost to Bicol in game 1, and then they bounced back, winning games 2 and 3.
Wow.
Back then, kalaban niya pa si Alwin Alday. Ngayon, kakampi niya na si Alwin. A lot can happen, as now our referees were able to make a decision. Referee Jonald Belnas is talking to Ken Pangilinan. They were challenging the foul committed by Jeremer Cabanag as he blocked Mike Maestre.
Ang crucial part pa niya, I think that's the 3rd personal foul on Jeremer.
Which is usually one of the best reasons for you to challenge.
No foul, therefore,
yes, it is a successful challenge.
All right.
Jeremer did run back to his bench to ask for that challenge from Coach Robert Season.
You see that again right here.
Ang ganda ng swing niya.
Oh, yeah. It was all ball. Right.
So Pasig will retain possession. No free throws for Mike Maestre. It's going to be a baseline inbound for Robbie Manalang.
Watch out for Robbie coming out here.
14 on the shot clock. There's the bounce. Up top, Brian Costello driving left. Costello will fire. Off to the left. Rebound, Cabanag.
That's just so far the cleanest look so far, I guess, of Ryan in the second half. And you have to put up that high ball screen really way out so that the defense doesn't close out that far.
38-36. Real Cervantes is blocked by Rocco Curva. It's been a 7-0 run, by the way, in favor of Pasig City. And they were ignited by this guy, Kenny Rocco Curva. Maestre fakes. There was a bit of an opening there from Mike. 7 on the shot clock. Rocco Curva fakes. Drives. No basket. Rebound, Palencia. Palencia losing Costello. There's the kick out. This is a big one. Too strong for Baracael. Cervantes hounded by 2 players. Feed to Mac. Kick out. Paul Sanga. Arrows up. And the bullseye.
And these Caloocan hopefuls are really just waiting for that one time. And everybody's on their feet right now, anticipating more from their team.
Well, as we know, sometimes you would only need that one time for you to get going. Unfortunately, on the other end, Caloocan just fouled Kenny Rocacurva again.
Yeah, and Kenny's continues to be a pain para dito sa Caloocan. Look at this one. Clear look all day.
It's a practice shot for Paul Sanga. So Sanga is now in double figures with 10 points. That's three-point conversions already for Paul. He is the only original Caloocan player that's left in this team. Of course, he was a part of that core with Coach John Calios back in seasons 2 and 3. That was a different team with Almon Bosotros as their star. Second free throw for Kenny. 1 out of 2 again. 39 all in this low-scoring affair with under 4 minutes remaining in the third.
This is their weave play. They call this ear.
There's a foul off the ball.
Yeah.
It's Christian Bolaño who was trying to stop Paul Sanga.
Well, Pasig was ready for that action. They were preparing for it. They saw that call, they waited for that weave, and prepared for that pin down of Paul Sanga coming off a stagger.
Baseline for Paul. There's Mac Baracael. Mismatch against Tonton Peralta. Mac knows about it. There's the spin and the kick. Sanga from the corner. No foul there. Ball out of bounds in favor of Caloocan.
And you could feel the frustration of Paul Sanga. He felt that there was a foul. That was a pretty long closeout too.
And it happened in front of the VIPs of Caloocan, who were fired up after that non-call. 4 on the shot clock here. Baseline inbound. Sanga to Baracael. Tough fade. That's short. 3 minutes to go in the third. Kenny Rocacurva against Prince Casin. Robbie Manalang, Tonton Peralta. Poor closeout on the other end.
Looked more like Mac was trying to test if they get the same call the other way.
Caloocan doesn't have a challenge remaining. So we will continue with these 3 free throws for Tonton Peralta.
So far, itong game na to is living up to how the first game was played. No team leading by more than 10 points so far, right?
Let's see the biggest lead. Yes, it's at 7.
Right.
The biggest lead in game 1 was 9. Tonton misses on his first gimme, but was there another lane violation? It looks like Prince Casin was trying to fix his shoes and he was called for a violation. So we're back to 3 free throws for Tonton.
Oh.
Another miss though. Peralta in game number 1 missed all of his shots. 0 out of 3. He was scoreless. This is his first trip at the stripe in this series. 1 out of 2 so far. That was a lucky bounce by the way.
Right. Back rimmed it too. Buti na lang. A lucky bounce. It's one of those difficult bounce, you know, yung back rim mo tapos papasok. Normally bumabalik eh. Normally bumabalik sa'yo eh.
So Tonton has 1 more attempt. The lead is 1 for Pasig City. That's 1 out of 3. If you think about it, he was 1 out of 4.
Right.
40-39. Mac Baracael. Handoff. Casin to Palencia. Screen by Cervantes. 7 on the shot clock. Palencia, nice fake again. Another great escape for Urban Palencia.
Dribbling left, going middle on a 2-foot jump stop, and letting that ball fly, and letting that defense get past.
That's 2 highlights already in this matchup.
Right.
Off of fakes for Urban. He's now on the move. Palencia feeds. Casin fakes. Kick out to the wrong guy. Forward pass. Foot race. Was that a foul? The referees will review this. Boy, that was like a track and field matchup between Irvin Palencia and Kenny Rococurva,
Right.
who you can argue are the fastest players of Pasig and Caloocan respectively.
Right. But first off, that pass by Peralta really seemed like a panic pass, way off.
So it is an unspo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 2 free throws in ball possession for Kenny Rococurva in Pasig City. Obviously.
Parang playing catch lang with your, with fur baby. Go get it.
First free throw for Kenny is good. Rococurva is now 4 out of 7 from the stripe, which is still relatively better than his 3 out of 11 in game 1.
Well, 2 things that Pasig could do here. One, they could start a momentum so that heading into the 4th, there's a little bit of leverage. Or they can stay the course, keep at it, just stay in the game. But I guess it's very important, lalo na playing in the home court, to build momentum early.
43-41 off of the sideline inbound. Here's Christian Bolaño.
2 minutes.
Robbie Manalang matched up against Irvin Palencia. Manalang, tough shot, no conversion. The other end we go. Under 2 minutes in the third. Cervantes, double cross. Bad spacing there for Caloocan, but they do recover. Irvin Palencia. 2-man game. Palencia drives. Irvin almost lost his balance. There's the feed. Scrambled for the loose ball. How about the effort from Kenny Rococurva? It's a 24-second shot clock violation.
You love the effort there, both teams understanding what's at stake in this game, lalo na for Pasig. But if I'm Coach Boyet, my concern right now is I only have 2 points in the quarter para dito kay Rob Manalang. He's only 13 points so far after coming up with 11 in the first half.
So it's like the trend has continued for Robbie, but now it happened earlier in game 2 in terms of him slowing down in the second half.
Right, it's not that he's not getting the ball, it's by design. They're having Kenny actually creating and allowing him to be that initial creator and be the decision maker offensively.
Well, it has been the Kenny Rococurva quarter. He has scored 10 in the third frame so far. Itong si Kenny Rococurva. 8 on the shot clock, turnover. That's a foul committed by Ryan Costello. And now the Caloocan bench is asking for an unspo.
And boy, when Coach Boyet said that the intensity of the coaching of Coach Robert Season, you see it in full display right now.
Oh yeah. This guy is jumping up and down, absolutely reacting to almost every play. It's not an unspo, just a blocking foul on Ryan Costello, who tried to go for the ball.
Right. Actually, that steal was already anticipated. That pass, rather, was already anticipated by Inigo, because Jason's not going to create with his back to the basket. He's not really a post-up guy. It's more of face-up.
You mentioned that in the first half. There's a warning now on Coach Robert Season. Well, these things tend to happen for Caloocan when you have a very passionate coach, which is a bit ironic as well, because their former coach in Toto Dohilio is probably the quietest head coach that we have ever had in Mpbl history.
Calmante, no?
We just saw the Inigo parents, by the way, at the sideline, supporting Achi after supporting Axel in Nueva Ecija last Monday. Get well soon, by the way, to Axel Inigo, who tweaked his ankle against the Rice Vanguards.
Oh, get well soon.
43-42. Kenny Rococurva continues on his clinic here in the third.
Right, not really the prettiest looking bank shot, but he's gonna take it.
That's 12 out of his 16 points scored in this frame.
Yeah, there you go.
Bolaño got into it with Paul Sanga.
Yeah, again, it's the exact same play. It's the ear play, I guess, where they have that little pin down and allowing Paul Sanga to come off a stagger. They didn't want him to go to that stagger and instead embraced him for that foul.
Jacob Galicia will now make his first appearance in this matchup, replacing Prince Kasim. Galicia played 5 minutes in game 1, scoring 2 points as Paul Sanga converts on his first free throw. He has 11 points already.
Yeah. And Paul Sanga, since twice nang nangyari yun, is being top-sided, prevented to go up high. Maybe what he can do instead, go back door, stay down low because your defense is up high. And you've got that baseline side to cover you.
45 points now for Caloocan and 44 for Pasig City. Back and forth we have gone since game number 1. That's a backcourt violation.
There was a similar scenario, I guess, in that game 1 where that handoff was very close at midcourt. Parang nag-turn over din siya.
There was actually a backcourt violation late in the 4th.
Yep.
For Pasig City. It was Ryan Costello off of the handoff from Mike Maestre. Here's Paul Sanga against Christian Bolaño. 5 on the shot clock. Cervantes will fire. That's too strong. Nice rebound for Jason Ballesteros. No more shot clock remaining in the 3rd. 15 seconds. Robbie Manalang working with Tonton Peralta. Down to 7 seconds. Tonton thought about it. Tough shot on the double pump. How about that conversion from Tonton Peralta? And that will end our 3rd quarter.
And that shot almost had nowhere to go. But how about that body control and body strength? All upper body. Grabe na i-release pa.
And so, the back and forth definitely has continued up until the very last second. Pasig City grabs the lead, 46-45. But Coach Mike, talk to us about Kenny Roger Rocacurva.
Well, Kenny single-handedly broken down the defense. Any defender in front of him, big, small, Barakael, whoever, whatever is in front of him is going to take you one-on-one. And he does not feel that there's one guy that can stop him offensively right now, especially in the 3rd quarter.
That's 12 points scored by Kenny in the 3rd frame. 46-45, that is our score at the end of 3. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. And if I am not mistaken, these are the players of Caloocan in the upcoming Mpbl tournament. That is the volleyball tournament ng Maharlika Pilipinas. And obviously, we're very excited to feature our athletes from all over the Philippines in a new sport. And we are also very happy to feature our fans for Batang Kankalu. Again, in the words of Paul Sanga and even Achi Inigo, the last time that we were able to witness a crowd like this in this venue was that Nueva Ecija versus Caloocan game. Before that, it was way back in 2019, that season 3 of the Mpbl, when we were able to witness a jam-packed Caloocan Sports Complex. This is game number 2 of the North Division quarterfinal series of Caloocan versus Pasig. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Mika Abisamis.
Scoring by quarters right here. You see 11 points both ways. First and second quarter, Caloocan and Pasig, but almost the same production come the 3rd quarter.
And again, the back and forth has continued. Caloocan regains the lead, 47-46. That's 2 points for Ronnie Matias. 3rd quarter field goal shooting natin. 5 conversions from both Caloocan and Pasig City. Robbie Manalang Tonton Peralta misfires. That's a loose ball foul. It's on Caloocan.
Mahirap rin talagang i-box out si Jason Ballesteros. I mean, that length is actually very lengthy and got really good pace when he boxed out.
So Ballesteros will now take a breather. Kung mahirap siyang i-box out, mahirap din i-box out ang kanyang kapalit na si Alvin Baichong.
Oh, yeah.
Baichong joins Christian Bolaño, Ryan Costello, Tonton Peralta, and Robbie Manalang. Here's Bolaño. That's his first attempt, and he drains it.
Well, they're going to need more threes from anyone here.
3-point shooting, by the way, in this game is now 5 out of 16 for Pasig and 4 out of 17 for Caloocan. Achi will go to Sanga. Step back. That short rebound. Put back. Basket and one for Ronnie Matias.
There's one guy who silently worked in this game. That guy right there, Ronnie Matias. But this one, offensive rebound and a quick putback.
That's 8 points and 6 rebounds already for Ronnie Matias. I like how you described his contributions in a silent manner for Kuya Ronnie. Free throw shooting natin. Now 9 out of 18, 50% for Caloocan.
Tsaka na-mention natin kanina, itong kombinasyon nila ni Real, talagang matinding banggaan yan sa ilalim.
And that's their second unit, big man combination.
Yeah.
Replacing Mac Baracael and Gabby Espinas. Foul on Ronnie Matias as this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Christian Bolaño, who's known as a defensive stopper for Pasig City, able to contribute on the other side of the floor. 49 all. 3-point shooting, a combined 9 out of 34. Oh my goodness! What an extension by Robbie Manalang.
Wow. Oh, an extension right now. Grabe yung pinihit ng tira na yun.
We're gonna have to see the replay on that one. It's the first time in the season that we have seen something like that from Robbie. Great effort by Bolaño. But he did travel.
Yep. But Bolaño's actually giving good energy here para sa team ng Pasig.
We gotta see the replay. Here it is. Robbie Manalang with some 24-karat magic in the air. Just a beautiful move from Big Shot Rob.
That's all you can say. Look at that.
And Buddy Encarnado, the team owner of Pasig City, absolutely loves it. Now Ronnie Matias answers back with 2 more points for Caloocan.
So Ronnie says, nothing fancy here, just easy 2 points. Same the other way.
51 all. Did we expect anything less?
Exactly how we want it to be.
Game 1 was decided by a Gabby Espinas game winner. Now we're tied. Espinas got the board. Ooh, the bounce pass was low. Ball recovered by Caloocan. Matias to Sanga. 1 more feed. Galicia will score.
Coaches will tell you one of the best ways to run a fast break is do cross-court passes consistently. Exactly what happened right there. The defense didn't know when that crossover was going to stop.
Wow, what a silencer by Robbie Manalang. That's a 3-pointer. He's up to 18 points.
Well, you like that if you're Coach Boyd because you didn't see that in the 4th quarter of the previous game. Now you see he's battling it out. You got to see Ryan too.
How many did he score in the 4th quarter of game 1?
2.
Just 2 points. He just scored 5 straight for Pasig City. Now there's a foul off the ball. It looks to be on Alvin Baichong. Siyang pinapakalmang ngayon ni Coach Boyd Fernandez. Here's the fast break opportunity.
Right, that's cross-court pass after cross-court pass right there. 2 consecutive ones. And the defense really just going to be left scrambling right there.
But boy, what an answer that was from Robbie Manalang. The main reason why we have also given him the nickname of Big Shot Rob. 54-53. Paul Sanga onto Ronnie Matias. Mismatch. Tonton Peralta standing his ground. Nice cut. Good feed. A sorry miss though for Achi Nigo. Ballesteros is in trouble. And that's a foul.
Well, first of all, it wasn't easy for Jason to get that ball. Second, once he got it, it wasn't even easy to extricate from the defense.
Those were like 3 orange shirts surrounding him. Let's see what happened here. That's a tough miss from Achi. He got the ball and then he was surrounded by Batangan Caloocan players.
Gabi Espinas didn't even know where the ball was.
But now the ball is with Pasig City. There's the bounce and the kick. Good look. Sorry, miss. Ball straight to Coach Boyd Fernandez, which means out of bounds.
Well, that was a good look too for Peralta. Straight on. No defender in front.
Tondo, though, hasn't found his mark in this game. He is 0 out of 3 from downtown.
This one's the pin down series.
Espinas against Jason Ballesteros. Gabi, ball strip. Good defense by Pasig City. Robby Manalang has the ball. Now he goes to Kenny Rocacurva. This guy owned the third quarter. He scored 12. Kenny pulling up, missing. Got his own board. Ball recovered by Pasig City. Nice fade. Costello leans in and he scores. That's 6 points in this game for Ryan Costello. Way below his season average of 17 per outing, as he is now 2 out of 7 from the field in terms of his shooting. Gabi Espinas, 6 on the shot clock. Favorite move. Basket and 1.
In a previous game, we talked about this. Him being on the left block is just too difficult to cover. He's got 2 ways to go actually, middle or drop step. Right here, fake middle, went drop, and finished going glass.
He wasn't able to do that once in game number 1. Different case this time around as you take a look at that leaner as well from Ryan Costello. Another big-time player making a big-time shot here in Caloocan. Folks, it still is a 1-point advantage, 56-55. We are back inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. It's been a while since we have witnessed a crowd like this in this venue, but we will definitely take the joy and the excitement from the Caloocan fans. Well, their attendance has been worth it because not only are they joined by our Mpbl VIPs, but we have been treated by another wonderful game following that victory of Pampanga against Marikina. Right now, it is 56-55 as Gabi Espinas proceeds to the stripe.
Well, this really is a matter of, good scouting by both coaches, clearly anticipating the schemes of the other team. And nakikita mo, nakakapag-react agad. And it really boils down, I guess, to the will of the players and how they want to execute, what they set up and prepared for.
Espinas has a chance to give the lead back to Caloocan. Let me check that. That was only a bonus free throw, so we're tied at 56. That's following his spin move to his favorite angle from the low block. Pasig to try to regain the lead. Good hands by Achi Inigo, and then he was fouled after that steal.
Number 4, Ryan Costello. That's his
4 fouls now for Ryan Costello. That might be big trouble for Pasig City.
Yeah, and that's Ryan Costello is one of the trio that we talked about earlier. And Rob's delivered, Kenny definitely, but you gotta see more from Ryan. But the good thing is this is a close game.
That's 18 points for Manalang, 16 for Rocacurva, and only 6 for Costello. Gabby Espinas on to Ronnie Matias. Kick out. Achi Inigo. No basket. Ball rebounded by Ballesteros and he was fouled. He was definitely hounded by Espinas and Tayongtong.
But you like how Toyontong makes it very uncomfortable for Jason. He already had that rebound secured, but you know, he went in there and tried to ball hawk from behind, and you love a guard that does that.
We have a timeout for Coach Boyet Fernandez. With under 5 minutes remaining in game number 2, we are back to square one.
Mpbl. Backdoor. Control. There. Kenny, you get the ball here. Kenny, pagka dininay ka pa, ball dito. But take care of the ball. Ikaw naman, Tonton. Pag walang dito, pag wala, backdoor ka rito. Pag wala rin, dinay plus ka rito. Okay? Pag tagap na bola dito, di Kenny, dribble. Tayo mo ka lang dito. I-wiper mo ha. Yung ice screen natin. I-wiper mo. Stay, flare out ka. Rob, you're here. Tonton, you're here. Pag pinasa sa'yo, wala kang tira. Pasa mo kay Rob. Ball screen. I-roll mo muna. Tonton, mga ka. Penalty sila.
Let's talk about Jeremer Cabanag. In game number 1 versus Pasig City, he struggled in the first half, but he scored 9 in the third quarter. It hasn't been easy for him, though, here in game 2.
Oh, complete struggle right here. So out of 3 from the field, and he's got, what, 4 personal fouls on him.
So it's Cabanag in foul trouble alongside Ryan Costello.
Boy, look at that full court defense here.
Manalang double cross. Nice escape. But a sorry miss for him. And here comes Jeremer. 4 minutes and 40. 56 all in game 2. If Caloocan wins this, they will set up a date against Pampanga. If Pasig wins this, we will proceed to a game 3. Nice feed. One more pass. Gabby Espinas will fire. In and out. No basket. Ball out of bounds. Jump ball. Possession arrow points Caloocan's way.
Boy, I just love the ball movement right there. Everything perfect except for the made basket. That one halfway in, but went out.
Baseline inbound. 14 on the shot clock. Achi Inigo will trigger in. He goes to Cabanag. Jeremer looking for his first points. Finally!
Very good read right there by Jeremer Cabanag. Went on an Iverson cut. Waited for that defense to fly by on a couple of dribbles to set up that layup shot.
That's the first field goal of Jeremer Cabanag out of 4 attempts. Roca Curva on the ISO. Tough shot, no conversion.
You gotta get up.
Here's Cabanag, met by Peralta. Jeremer working with Ronnie Matias. Cabanag driving. Cabanag is blocked by Ballesteros.
A good help right there by Jason Ballesteros. He knew that layup was gonna come with that left side of the floor cleared out.
Ballesteros proving to us why he's number 1 in the league in shot blocking. And how about Robbie Manalang with another 3-pointer? He's up to 21 points.
As if telling us, let's end that question of what I'm going to produce in the fourth quarter. Here you go, Mike and Migs.
59-58. This is the 18th lead change in this game. And we have seen 11 deadlocks. Joko Tayongtong, tough pass there, turnover.
And again, it boils down to the help side defense of Jason Ballesteros. It made Joko change his shot and instead opt for a pass.
Manalang to Tyrone Chan. 10 on the shot clock. Back to Robbie. 2-man game. Manalang will fire. That's short.
Boy, that could have been huge if that went in.
2 minutes and 35 in game number 2. Caloocan is down by 1. Cabanag, Tayongtong, Inigo. Pinapalabas Jennifer. Cabanag catches, fires, and misses. Rebound Kenny.
Good setup for Jeremy, trying to get him on a palupa action, but just couldn't get that shot to fall.
Nakakurba saw an opening for a while. Tyrone Chan for 3. No bounce for him. And here comes Joko Tayongtong. Numbers for Caloocan. Tayongtong all the way. No foul there. There was a takedown. Ooh, that's not good. Some extra motion as well from Ronnie Matias. Referees will have to review this. By the way, it was also a tough fall.
Right.
From Tyrone Chan.
It didn't look good too. I think something on his arm or shoulder could be.
Tyrone is now looking better. He's able to sit up.
His arm got locked there.
Actually, after his arm got locked,
There.
sumapit din si Ronnie. At ayun, tumulak na. Natamaan ng paa ni Tyrone, si Ronnie, and then Matias hit Tyrone Chan again as they fell down. Well, the good thing is no one's hurt.
Right.
Then again, this might be a long review for our officials.
But I guess Ronnie even like tapped Tyrone as if to say, just to apologize, I guess. At least that's how that gesture appears to me. But you like that Tyrone Chan is actually running after 50-50 balls. We've seen this early in the game when he came in, and he's just very consistently doing it.
That's after he made a stop, by the way, on that Joko Tayongtong attempt.
Agree.
Referee Rodel Brilla is now talking to Ken Pangilinan for the official call. There you see Coach Robert Sison, who's just a couple of games in, coaching for Caloocan. Is there going to be another review here?
Upon review, foul on number 21, Ronnie Matias. Penalty is 4th on sportsmanlike foul on number 21, Ronnie Matias, and number 12, Tyrone Chan. Ronnie Matias,
That's
5 fouls.
All right. A personal foul on Ronnie and a double unspo between Ronnie Matias and Tyrone Chan, which means Ronnie has graduated from this matchup. Cancel out ang ating dalawang unspo? Or are we going to shoot free throws on both ends? Referees are talking amongst each other just to be sure. You have to find out if there will be free throws to be shot by our players. Now it's referee Jonald Belnas who will talk to Ken Pangilinan for the official call. He's also explaining to the Pasig City bench about what's happening. This is basically a testament as to how important this sequence of the game is.
Right.
This is basically do or die for Pasig City.
It could be telling on the latter part of the game too. It could lead up to something in this match. Remember that previous game was decided.
All right, so the double unspo cancels the free throws. But this is because of the the personal foul by Ronnie Matias. So that's 2 gimmies for Tyrone Chan, who made his first one, and he gave a gesture of silencing the crowd after that conversion.
Now both teams are actually in penalty, and you remember in that previous game, Pasig's free throws were very much forgettable. You got to do better here.
1 out of 2 for Tyrone, 60-58. Under 2 minutes remaining in game number 2. Pasig is fighting for survival. Caloocan is looking to advance to the semis to take on the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. 9 on the shot clock. Irvin Palencia. He drives and kicks. Baracael. 3 on the shot clock. Mac. Pass inside. Turnover.
Wow. That play was pretty huge too.
That was turnover number 18 for Caloocan. Robbie Manalang to silence the crowd again. If Gabby Espinas is the man for Caloocan Batang Kankalu, he is big shot Rob for Pasig City. That is Robbie Manalang.
Yeah, you gotta play both ways on the floor. Gotta play and defend and shoot the other way. Meantime, Robbie with that beautiful floater right there over the man, Gabby Espinas.
That's like the 4th big-time basket for Robbie in this quarter already.
Right.
What a big-time performance. Retribution as well after his slowing down in the 4th frame of the first game. 62-58.
Okay. Ikaw to Ersin. Sorry. Ikaw to Jeremy. Ikaw to Paul. Makinig ha. Big man. Okay, listen. Okay. Gaganon si Jeremy. Okay, tatanggap ng ball si Jeremy dito. Paul, gumanong ka sa kabila. Okay, listen. Ito na si Paul. Okay, Paul is right here. Okay, big guys. Listen. Ito si Jeremy. Irvin, step in ka lang. Okay. Staggers ka dito kay Paul. Paul, hit natin si Paul. Liwanag. Now listen. Pagka-hit dito kay Paul, ikaw to reel. Split. Liwanag. Go.
Folks, this is not a replay of game number 1. This is just another tight game between Caloocan and Pasig City. We have witnessed 19 lead changes and 11 deadlocks in game number 2 of the North Division quarterfinals series of Pasig City and Caloocan. 80 seconds remain. Caloocan has possession down by 4. It's Irvin Palencia who will work with Jennifer Cabanag, Paul Sanga, Real Cervantes, and Mac Baracael.
By that call, it would seem that they'd want Paul Sanga to come off a stagger on the other end.
Here's Paul Sanga, who fakes. Step back 3, that's short. No foul on the rebounding sequence. Pasig has possession, and they go to their star in the 4th frame. Robbie Manalang. Robbie passes, Tonton, another swing, 9 on the shot clock. Kenny Rocacurva, back to Robbie, they go to Costello, that's short from the corner. Almost a steal, it is completed by Peralta.
Wow, what a turn of events right there. Keeping himself in the defensive stops.
Manalang, met by Cabanag. Robbie, zigzagging. Tough pass, Ballesteros, 8 on the shot clock. Ryan Costello's turn now. Ryan will pull up, that's good!
And boy, what a time to hit those shots.
Pasig is very much alive. They're trying to force a game number 3. Real Cervantes has a different idea. 64-61, 17 seconds to go. Costello's in trouble. Now the ball is with Tonton Peralta. There's the foul committed by Irvin Palencia. That's 2 free throws for Tonton.
Well, first of all, that's a good foul. You got to stop the clock. Second, Peralta's been struggling on the free throws. Look at this shot too, Migs.
So if it's not Robbie Manalang doing the damage, it's Ryan Costello, the original leading scorer of Pasig City in the season. So how about that three? A possible lifesaver for Caloocan in this game.
Boy, and the rate both these teams have been playing these 2 games.
First free throw is good for Tonton. He is 2 out of 4 from the stripe.
Yep. You wouldn't mind this extending to a 5-game series. Ganda ng laban, eh,
That's
no?
a big wish. Free throw shooting, 14 out of 23 for Pasig City. 12 seconds to go. 1 out of 2. 65-61. Palencia will go to Cabanag for 3. No good. Baracael recovers, and that will do it. We will proceed to a game number 3 as Pasig survives here in Caloocan.
Yeah, and rightfully so after the composure that was shown by the Pasig team. How about the leadership of Robbie Manalang? He understands that he wasn't there in the 4th quarter, but now he woke up. Kenny took over the 3rd, Robbie took over the 4th, and Ryan just providing that finishing touches to this win and extending this series to another game 3.
You see the joy in the face of Coach Boyd Fernandez with his new haircut, as reported to us by Mika Abasamis. Apparently, that's the lucky charm for Pasig City. And another lucky charm is Robbie Manalang. 23 points, 4 3-pointers, 2 assists, 3 steals. And once again, he proves to us why he has earned the nickname of Big Shot Rob.
And he's not afraid to take those shots in his moment, staying in there, keeping composed. And he's just the star you want to have in your team.
Boy, what a joy this is for the Pasig City players who definitely earned this victory. This is the tightest series that we have in the quarterfinals of the Mpbl. Now, obviously, the games tomorrow might have something to say about that. But for Caloocan, they will have to fight another day. It might happen in this venue, so that's good for them. But now we turn you over to Mika Abisamis.
Rob, besides your shots today, what really caught me was how you kept asking your teammates to stay composed. And I remember during the dugout, Sir Buddy told you guys to stay poised. How important was that for you?
Well, in game 1, it's no secret that we failed in a crucial moment of the game. So today we took it as a challenge to be mentally strong and to play together. And I'm really proud of my guys and my coaching staff for keeping us prepared. And tonight was a big win. We stayed alive tonight.
Right, you had one task today and you had it done. But my question is, what do you think is one important thing to remember for Game 3?
It's just the attitude about being mentally tough. The other team is full of veterans, very good players. So we have a lot to prove against these guys. And as long as we play together, I think we'll be fine.
Rob, who do you want to say thank you to and greet?
I just want to say hi to my parents in Las Vegas, Butch and Maya Manalang, my sister, Mallory. I miss you guys. I hope I can see you soon. And to all my family and friends in California, thank you. And all the Pasig fans, thank you for all the support.
Thank you. Big shot, Rob Manalang. Migs, Coach Mike.
Thank you, Mika. Robbie Manalang had 23 points. 10 of those came in the 4th and final frame. A lot of people thought this was Kenny Rocafurva's game.
Right.
A lot of people expected Ryan Costello to step up again, but nope. It's Robbie Manalang who came up on top. Boy, what a victory this is. Mika reported about Buddy Encarnado, reminding his players, you can't pressure yourself too much. You have to have fun. You have to relax as well on the court. And boy, has it paid off here on the road.
And it's paid off very clearly para dito sa Pasig. I mean, you see that poise that Robbie was also talking about, and he's just given credit, reflected it back to the coaching staff and his teammates.
Now, there's a big possibility that game number 3 will happen in this venue because Caloocan does have that 4th seed in the North Division as compared to Pasig City owning that number 5 seed. So, at least for these Batangkan Caloo fans, they have that advantage. As for this series being a very exciting matchup in the playoffs, would you actually confirm to us with all of the games that you have watched so far that this is the most evenly matched two teams.
Yeah, definitely. The most tightly contested series so far. At least for the two games that we've seen. We haven't seen the others yet, like Bacoor and Ilo. We don't know how that's going to happen, but as of now, this is the closest one. And it's been very entertaining. I mean, the back and forth between these two teams, just competition in the minds of these guys.
So, from Caloocan, tomorrow the Mpbl will fly back to Zamboanga for Iloilo versus Bacoor in game number 2. That's correct, folks. Iloilo leads the series 1-0 against the Strikers, and then Zamboanga will defend its home court against the Quezon Huskers as they try to advance to the South Division semifinals. What a day it has been here in Caloocan. Congratulations to Pampanga for advancing to the semis, but they will have to wait another day. They will have to watch another game to find out who their opponents will be come the North semi-finals. A long way to go in our Mpbl playoffs. And now, as we thank you for joining us, my name is Mix Gomez with Mika Abisamis and Coach Mike Perez. Now we turn you over to our press conference.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mpbl post-game press conference. Here with us, Coach Boyet Fernandez and our best player, Robbie Manalang. Coach, congratulations for extending the series. It's a tough battle with Team Caloocan. 11 deadlocks and 19 lead changes. Coach, ano yung masasabi mo sa pinakitang laro ng mga bata mo? Is it chamba lang ba, gaya ng sabi mo kanina, or kayang-kaya?
Well, una-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon na binigyan kami ng isang pagkakataon ulit na lumaban sa third game. But I'd like to thank my players. They never gave up. They never gave up to that system. And they started to believe in our system even though na we're down one game against Caloocan. And you know, credit to Coach Season and the rest of the Caloocan management and the players. They really played well. They never, hindi nawawala eh. Nandun lagi eh. Nakadikit pa rin sa amin. And we're just lucky. We made those shots in the end and we make stops in the end. But again, I still believe Coach Robert Season and the rest of the Caloocan team is really strong. We're just happy we get this one and hopefully we can prepare against Caloocan again on Game 3 on Friday. Next Friday, I really don't know what the schedule is, but a win is a win for us, and we're really happy that we got this one, and I really appreciate my players. I thank Rob, Ryan, the rest of the guys. They never gave up in this game, and I salute them for that. But again, we still have another game to play, so we'll be ready.
Coach, doon sa game 1, natalo talaga kayo dahil sa free throws. You shot 50%. Ngayon may slight improvement.
Pero masama pa rin.
Masama pa rin. Now, between today and game 3, ano ang pwede nating i-crash course para sa mga bata mo?
Well, una-una, kwentuhan ko lang kayo why we never discussed the free throw misses in the dugout. We never discussed it. We just told the boys, especially my players who missed the shot. Ryan missed 2, Kenny missed 2, Rob missed 2 in the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter against game 1. I just told the boys that those free throws will not come down if we just take good care of our game plan early in the first down to the third quarter. Kasi maganda naman yung game plan namin against Caloocan that game 1, hindi lang namin na-execute, kaya medyo umabot kami doon sa free throws. Pero sa totoo lang naman, hindi naman nagkulang yung players ko sa pag-practice ng free throw. Well, it's just like probably hindi araw nila ngayon, nung game 1. Ngayon medyo may konting araw kami ngayon at nakashoot kami. Especially Kenny made his shots in the free throw line. Ryan makes his shot, Robbie makes his shot. So it's just telling the boys, I do trust them. We did practice free throws every day, probably more than we shoot from the outside. So if they miss, they miss. But ang sa bottom line sa amin is we execute our game plan through and through. And if we win, we win. If not, then I congratulate the other team. But for now, we just have to be ready for Caloocan game 3. They're really good. And I salute the Caloocan team for that.
Coach, Good evening, Robbie and Coach Boyet. Can you just talk about yung parang all season yung nagdadala talaga sa team ninyo, yung backcourt ni Robbie tsaka ni Ryan? And yung backcourt ni Robbie and ni Ryan, sila nagdadala all season. Tapos sa Game 3 ba, ganun pa rin? And yung contributions din ng other players dito sa Game 2?
I'll tell you, we'll never be here in this playoff without the two of them. So whatever happens in Game 3, they still be the one who will be the focus of our offense and our defense. And so what I've said, nobody expected us to be here. Even the pundits themselves telling us that we're just lucky. We had 28 games and we made 19 out of 28. But again, if not with these two and with Kuya Bale and the rest of the guys coming off the bench, Kenny, but don't forget that boy, well, will not be here. So again, as what I've said today early, I'd like to thank the boys for giving us this win tonight. And hopefully they will give me another win on next game. But again, lots of work for us. Caloocan's really a good team. Really, really good. Robbie, kanina pa si Robbie.
So before I had a question for Coach Boyet. Rob, 23 points tonight, 8 of 15 shooting, and 4 3-points. So talk about leading the way for Pasig tonight and beating Caloocan here at their home court.
Well, it's no secret in Game 1, you know, I failed in a big moment, in a crucial moment, and I had to live with that feeling for a couple days. And by the time we got back to practice, I had to get over it and, you know, really focus. And I wanted to be at my best tonight for my teammates, for my coaches, for everybody. I felt bad. I really felt bad after that, missing those free throws. So tonight, you know, I made it a promise to myself that I would try to be at my best. And, you know, we got lucky. Maybe we got lucky, maybe who knows. But we're going to stick to our system no matter what. And we got this far with it. So hopefully in Game 3 we could do the same.
Okay, so speaking of system, Coach Boyet, I've noticed that Jason Ballesteros never had an attempt tonight, but he had 10 rebounds, one block, one steal. So that means you're putting Jason in a more defensive role. And what will be his role next week in Game 3?
Well, all year, all season long, Kuya Bale will always be the rim protector of this team, and he knows that. And we know that Kuya Bale can control the rebounds. He will protect us in the block shots, and he could screen my guards. So if he can score, that's plus factor for us. But if he gets rebounds for us, he gets screens for those guards of mine, and he gets blocks. That's Kuya Bale. And we never asked for more for Kuya Bale. He knows our system. He knows how he plays. And that's what I've said. That's Bale. We know how Bale plays. Last time nga, sinabihan nga namin nung Game 1, ayos shoot eh. Diba? So we tried to give the ball him in the post kanina. But I think I do believe that Kuya Bale is more of a rim protector and rebounder for us, and really a leader and Kuya for everyone. So it will still be the same system that we ran the whole season, and whatever happens, we'll stick with that. And we live and die with that system.